Well, good afternoon and welcome. I am Casey Cope from Elevate Real Estate here in Cookeville, Tennessee. And I've got a lesson I'm going to bring to you today. This is a lesson that I taught to our agents here at yesterday's sales meeting, and kind of just going through really getting a plan for your life, what you want to do, and having a direction, right? So just like anything, direction is very important. If you were to go jump in your vehicle and take off, and you didn't know where you were going, you'd just be driving, right? There's a quote from Alice in Wonderland with the Cheshire Cat. She says, "Which path do I need to take?" He said, "Where are you trying to go?" She says, "Well, I don't know where I'm trying to go." Well, then any path will do, right? So taking that into account and looking at that, it's about setting goals and what you want out of life. So yesterday we talked about what are your life goals? What do you want out of life? Put together a visionary board of that. Maybe find some photos on the internet, put them in a slideshow, or maybe get a magazine, cut it out, and copy and paste it like we used to do in elementary school, right? But something where you can visualize what you want out of your life. For me, I like to fish. I like to be out on a boat. Work and being an adult, stuff like that. Sometimes, there's responsibilities you have to do, but I like that part. I also would love to travel. Like to have, kind of my dream home big enough for my family to grow and have room outside and be able to let the dogs and the kids play and be safe. And, just what do you want out of life? What are you after? Put together something where you can see that. Write it down. Cut out pictures. Give yourself something to work for based on what you want out of your life. What do you want? So, life goals. What are you after? And then we're going to dive deeper into that, right? So after we kind of figure out where we're going, what do we want, then how do we get it, right? That's the next step. And I think this is where a lot of people really kind of struggle is, we see these things, we've got these grander plans and we're looking into the future, but we don't really know how to get there, right? What's the next step? Well, one of the best things you can do to get from A to B, right, is find out what your skill is. What is your skill? What are you good at? What are you better at than the other people around you? What is your skill? And that's not to say that you're not good at multiple things, but there's going to be one, maybe two, but mostly one thing that you're exceptional at. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you've been told your entire life, depending on how you were raised or whatever that might look like for you. There's something you're good at, and you're better at it than anybody else that you know. You just got to learn how to use it. You got to take some time to figure out what that is. For me, I believe it's my ability to be a relator. And what do I mean when I say that? It's not really that that I relate to people on maybe a personal level, and there is some of that there, but for me it's being able to take a complex theory or a complex thought, something that somebody's trying to learn, or a new concept or something like that, and being able to break that down and relate it to something that person's familiar with, right? So told you I enjoy to fish. I enjoy being on a boat. Used to tournament fish and stuff in the past. And so if you're trying to explain something to me and you use something that relates to fishing, I'm probably going to understand that pretty well, right? Just like we have a gentleman that works with us here. We had a discussion about really what his job was on the team and really what he's doing. And, he's familiar with basketball, so related his position to being on the basketball team and what really that was meant to be, so that bridge could be drawn for that comprehension, that understanding. And I think that is my skill. My skill is relating complex things to more simple things, more familiar things, in order to get people to understand and learn things a little bit better than maybe they would have otherwise. So what is your skill? What are you good at? What makes you you? The next thing is what does your skill solve for others, right? So as a relator on my side, that I believe is my number one skill, You know, for me, it helps people understand things. It helps people learn. It helps people grow. It helps people understand things that they might not have otherwise, and maybe get it and click and be able to go. So, what is your skill solve for others? How can you use your skill in your profession? And are you in the right profession to be using that skill? Does the profession you currently have allow you to use that skill in a way that it needs to be utilized in order for you to reach your full potential? You know, really think on those things. For us here, obviously the question is, how can you use your skill as a real estate agent to help your clients buy and sell properties at a high level? For you, it may be in the classroom. It may be as a bank teller. It may be as a cashier. It may be whatever that may be. Maybe as a mom, a dad, a brother, sister, whatever that may look like for you. How can you use your skill to be better at that? What does that look like? And then last but not least, because we will have other lessons that continue to build on this, so I'd encourage you to really think on these things and be ready for the next things that come next week that set up how to move forward to hitting these life goals and how to stair step that. So you've got little wins along the way to get to that ultimate big win so that you can stay encouraged the entire time. But the last thing for today, how can using your skill help you toward your life goals? If you were to take something that you're exceptionally good at, that you're better at than anybody else around you, and you were able to find a way to use that skill to help solve issues or problems for others, to help other people, to serve other people, and you use that in the profession that you're currently in, or maybe we need to think about the vehicle that you're in, the profession that you're in, does it allow you to use that skill? There's some thought to be gone there. And then how do we use that skill to start going towards these life goals? And that's where we're going to pick up next week when we come back and really talk about how do we set goals, how do we stair step that, how do we set challenging yet achievable goals in order to one day obtain that bass boat and the time to use it, or that plane ticket to Jamaica or Paris or wherever you want to go, or that nice little Corvette you've had your eye on for a while, or that 4-bedroom ranch house, wherever it may be. Whatever your life goals look like, how do we set goals to get that? I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been beneficial to you. And like always, we here at Elevate are just here to serve, and we want to help you with any of your real estate needs. If you have any interest in buying or selling, please let us know, 931-283-2312. And if you've been thinking about getting a real estate license, or you currently have a license and looking for a new home, we'd love to have you. Thank you.